أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم 30 sections of the Quran. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. All praise is due to Allah, and blessing and peace be upon His Messenger and servant Muhammad, and upon his family and companions, and whoever follow his guidance until the day of resurrection. There is clearly a need for a presentation of the meaning of the Holy Quran in English, which is precise enough to be useful as a reference for Muslim and student of Arabic, yet also suitable for the purpose to non-Muslims. The Arabic Quran has always spoken for itself. To those who discover it for the first time, as well as to those who study it in depth. The general meaning in a translation should thus be correct, as far as human ability permits, and clear in a readable and uncomplicated expression. Al-Muntada Al-Islami has selected this edition by Sahih International, first published by Abul Qasim Publishing House, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, as the one most suitable for distribution, widely acknowledged for improvement over previous translations. Its language closely adhered to that of the original text while remaining lucid and intelligible. Without going into excessive detail, a word is due about the methodology of this abbreviated edition. Three main objectives served as guideline for the work. to present correct meaning as far as possible in accordance with the Aqidah of Ahl as-Sunnah wal Jama'ah, to simplify and clarify the language for the benefit of all readers, to let the Quran speak for itself, adding footnotes only where deemed necessary for explanation of points not readily understood, or when more than one meaning is acceptable. Each verse was reviewed in Arabic with reference to several works of tafsir and grammar. Where differences arose, explanation were generally taken from an authentic hadith, or in the absence of such, those by the most knowledgeable of the Sahaba and Tabi'un, as quoted by Ibn Kathir. English word order was chosen to conform more closely with that of the Arabic text. This facilitates comparison for the student, and the reader is brought somewhat closer to the feel of the original expression. in compliance with standard regulation. Words not derived from the Arabic text but added for the purpose of clarification or the completion of English meaning have been closed and closed in brackets. The exception is in regard to frequently occurring expression of association of another with Allah, shirk, and fearing Allah, taqwa, where the divine name, although not always included in the Arabic text, is understood to be an integral part of that concept. Throughout this work, there is an endeavor to be consistent in the translation of oft repeated words and phrases from the text. There are, however, specific instances where some adjustment is required for accuracy, necessitating exception to the rule. The Sahaba companions were those most familiar with the time, place and circumstances of each revelation due to their close contact with the Prophet, peace be upon him, and their eagerness to understand its every aspect. At the same time, acute awareness of their accountability before Allah prevented them from answering any question or making a certain assertion about that of which they were not completely certain. The Tabi'un followers were students of the Sahaba, peace be a blessing upon them, peace and blessing upon them, who mentioned the sources for whatever commentaries they offered. Of their statements, only those based upon knowledge taken from the Sahaba and upon the literal and logical meaning understood in the Arabic language have been accepted. Explanation from other sources such as Jewish and Christian narrative are disregarded as unreliable. It is to be noticed that it is to be noted that Arabic is a richer language than most. One well versed therein automatically perceives the multiple shades of meaning contained in particular words and phrases. Both early and later scholars emphasized some aspect more than others in their commentaries according to their own understanding, especially in the absence of a relevant and authentic prophetic hadith. Any translation which can reflect but one emphasis must necessarily appear as a severe limitation. Although addition in brackets and explanatory footnote are a partial remedy, it remains to be said that nothing can take the place of an in-depth depth study through the Arabic medium itself. Arabic is richer not only in vocabulary but also in grammatical possibilities. Again, English is hardly comparable in this respect. While precise and logical, Arabic grammar is free of many limitations found in that of other languages, allowing for much wider expression. For this reason, undoubtedly, it was the most suitable of human tongues for conveyance of the Creator's message to mankind. Due to the flexibility of Arabic tenses, the Quran is unique in its graphic portrayal of occurrences in the hereafter. Through use of the past tense, the feeling is given that one is already there, having experienced what is described. Much of this is lost in English, where such descriptions are confined to will of the future. Those familiar with Quranic style might question the shifting of pronoun in many verses, which is again aligned to English. This cannot be eliminated in translation, however, without loss to intended meanings. Far from showing inconsistency, such variations are only correct in the original language but are the sources of its beauty and precision, which unfortunately cannot be captured in another language. It must be remembered that the Quran, the Arabic Quran being the words of Allah, the exalted, far surpasses any human endeavor in linguistic excellence.